Good evening, everyone. Can you all hear me? I need an entrepreneur to quiet the crowd and make a business out of that. Fantastic. So I'm Rick Stengel. I'm Undersecretary of State for Public Diplomacy and Public Affairs, and I want to welcome you to the evening before the beginning of GES 2016. Welcome. That wasn't loud enough. So you're going to hear from me again tomorrow morning, so I don't want to bore you tonight. But I just want to begin to welcome you to this transformational event. Everybody talks about, all day long I've heard people talking about making the world a better place, and you, by being here, by interacting with each other, by finding investors, by helping each other, are making the world a better place, even as we speak. So another person who is doing that is Greg Becker, who is the CEO of the Silicon Valley Bank. And none of these things happen on their own. Yes, the State Department is involved, but it's a public-private partnership. And one of the great things about these partnerships is that basically we in government get out of the way to make room for you all to interact with each other, find investors to help you do what you do. And that's what Greg has been doing for decades at Silicon Valley Bank. It's really the only bank in the world that was created and exists to help innovators, to help innovation. And yes, that's some people call it angel investing, some people call it CV, but what you're really doing, what Greg is really doing and has been doing for decades and is doing here tonight, he's taking a chance on people. Taking a chance on people who have an idea, who are risk takers themselves and who are innovating, and that's why you're all here. That's why he's here to support it, and it's a great partnership between the State Department and Silicon Valley Bank. Greg, come on down.
So thank you, Undersecretary Stengel. Our Chief Marketing Officer is here, so I'll ask her when, if your time is up in office, maybe we have a marketing job for you. That was really good. That was perfect. So I would like to add my welcome to Secretary Kerry, Secretary Pritzker, all the other government officials and partners who have made GES successful, and of course, all the global entrepreneurs with us today and over the next 3 days. Silicon Valley Bank is honored to be part of this because it's really bringing together so many parts that are so critical to entrepreneurs. It's capital, it's mentorship, it's all these pieces together that we feel are so critical to your success, and we're just really thrilled to be here. While Silicon Valley gets a lot of attention for being the center of innovation, and it still is, by the way, it is all over the world where entrepreneurship is truly making a difference. Great ideas are happening everywhere, whether you're in Silicon Valley or New York or Boston or Africa or South America or Asia, quite honestly, anywhere you are on the planet. Whether you're an entrepreneur here that's starting out, or whether you're an entrepreneur that have already been successful, you are special. You're unique, you're fearless, and I've been doing this long enough, you guys are a little bit crazy as well. And for those people who are just not a little bit crazy, you're actually the ones that are really crazy. So we all owe you a huge debt of gratitude. I'm in awe of what you guys accomplish. At Silicon Valley Bank, we really work to help make entrepreneurs successful, and we've been doing this for 30 years. And what's so interesting about it is that what makes entrepreneurs successful, we kind of found a key ingredient. It's people that are willing to go out and make connections, put themselves out there to try to find that next individual, that next introduction that's going to make a difference in their business. And what we found is that's what can make the difference between whether you're successful or whether you fail. So what I love about GES is it's about bringing people together. You may find somebody to help invest in your business. You may find a mentor who's going to help give you advice and allow you to make better decisions. You may find a connection that's going to make the difference in your entire life. So we hope that you make those connections here, right here in the heart of Silicon Valley, where so many other entrepreneurs have made their mark on the world. Thank you. Now it is my great pleasure to introduce the Honorable Secretary of State, John Kerry. Over the Secretary's distinguished career as a Secretary of State, as a Senator on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, 30 years of service dealing with some of the most challenging global issues. And it's so fitting that Secretary Kerry is going to be here tonight to give opening comments, because when you think about all the issues that are going around in the world, all the challenges, the one thing that can make a difference and calm things down and to get people aligned is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the one thing that cuts across all borders, and if people are focused on entrepreneurship, thinking about what's in the best interest of their country and their people, doing the right thing and making a difference, that's what Secretary Kerry has done. So please join me in welcoming him, Secretary of State, John Kerry.
It's old technology. Greg, thank you very much. Thank you for, I don't know where you've gone off to, but thank you for your extraordinary personal leadership. Greg has been the head of a bank, the Silicon Valley Bank, that is the only bank dedicated to technology, to innovation, and to entrepreneurs. And it has racked up a remarkable record over the years, and we're very, very grateful to you for being a sponsor, and to the other sponsors who are here. This is a partnership between the private sector, the public sector, academia, everybody coming together. And as you know, this is the 7th iteration. I was with President Obama just literally a few hours ago. I just arrived, and he is looking forward to being out here to talk to all of you and to really wrap up those many years now that he has been putting into this effort to commit the Obama administration to entrepreneurial activity. And I want you to know how very, very grateful we are to all of the sponsors and everybody for bringing together, and I'm not flattering you, some of the smartest, savviest, most entrepreneurial people in the world. There were 5,000 applicants to come here, and every one of you is here because you were selected. There's some 700 plus entrepreneurs, or 300 plus investors, maybe 1,500 people total. It's a remarkable gathering, and I'm delighted that you have come here to share experiences, to learn, to talk about how we're going to define the future. You're going to hear more from me tomorrow. I have the privilege of opening tomorrow morning, so I'm not going to go into all of the substance and thoughts I want to share with you about the world that I see and the opportunities that I know are there. I was in Kuala Lumpur at a major entrepreneurial effort there. There are about 5,000 young people, all excited about entrepreneurial activity. And it was like a rock concert. I've never seen so much energy and excitement and sense of possibility. And I think you know, today I just want to be very brief and literally welcome you here. But this is exciting. The youngest participant here is 11 years old. And the oldest looks very distinguished, perhaps a little like Gandalf or me. But there's a huge range of folks here. And this event really has already begun, because today, Undersecretary Rick Stengel and Ambassador Kathy Russell organized a terrific day for the Global Entrepreneurial Summit Plus, which are young folks and women particularly And I think everybody here understands that there is no person too young to have a great idea that can't be applied in some way and often commercialized and brought to scale. And everybody understands that no country is going to make it. No country can move in the modern world with up to 50% of its population on the sidelines because there is discrimination against women. So it is critical to understand that. I want to just build on what Greg said and Rick Stengel said, in the sense that I can't emphasize enough to you how much we need you, and we need your willingness to change the status quo and to try to go out there and make a difference in one way or the other. Every one of you, I know, because that's why you're here, is prepared to break down barriers. You're prepared to not take no for an answer. You're prepared to take an idea and make it a reality, which is the essence of being an entrepreneur. And it's risky, and it's tough, and not everybody does crash through. But you're also, I know, driven by more than just the idea of creating something and discovering something, making something. I know that every single one of you here wants to have an impact on your community. You want to make the world safer. You want to make the world better. And we desperately need that at this stage of our history, where there are more failed and failing states than I've seen in any time that I've been in public life. So we face enormous challenges, and I'll chat a little bit about a few of them tomorrow. But what I do know is that whether it's climate change or poverty or disease or transportation, there's so many opportunities out there, with so many people still desperately waiting for an opportunity to have a job and to be able to live as they see other people living because of modern technology. So we all know, I had the privilege of representing the state of Massachusetts for 28 years, almost 29 years. And that meant that I got to interact with a lot of exciting institutions. We have about 136 colleges and universities, including Boston University, Boston College, Harvard, MIT, and many others. And we have been a place of innovation all of that time. So I like to think that this is in my blood, too, and I understand it. And I know that most jobs don't come from Fortune 500 companies. Jobs come from somebody who's got an idea, and they work in their garage or out of their car or in a basement, and they make things happen, and they build it from 1 people, 2 people, 3, and onwards. And by the way, every one of the great names here, whether you're talking about Google or Cisco or any of those companies here that are the signature companies of this valley, you will understand began in those very ways, just as any startup does. So it is critical that we make the most out of these 2 days now coming at us. And I know you will. We're going to see some $10 billion announced over the next 2 days in capital investment in various projects. We're going to have research efforts announced. We're going to see networking take place before our eyes. And out of that, I am convinced, will come maybe a life-changing initiative with respect to either health or safety or community or communications, you name it. I know that there's a tiny irony, perhaps, in having a summit in a valley, but we can get over that, because this valley is literally synonymous with entrepreneurship. So I invite you to take every advantage that is available to you with the investors who are here, with the folks who are here to counsel, to mentor, to teach, and to share ideas. And I am confident that we will look back on these 2 days as the startup of 1 or 2 or 10 or 100 different efforts that will become known entities in the near term. So God bless you all. Thanks for being part of this effort. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning. Enjoy the wine and the evening, the weather, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks very, very much. Thank you.